Thank you, Ulla. Hello, friends. Today we are going to discuss an interview question which is asked by the visa company. And here we will see the usage of the diff method. Okay. Now, first of all, let's discuss what is the use of the diff method. Okay. So, it is a method where we are able to see the difference between the values which are present either in a row or in a column of a data frame. Okay. Now, it is basically used when we need to analyze the growth of a company with respect to the sales or the stock market. Okay. So we are able to track the growth of the market with the help of this diff method. Now, what is the syntax of the diff method? That is DataFrame.diff. It consists of two parameters. That is, one is periods and second is axis. As we all know about the axis, x is equal to 0 represents the row, whereas x is equal to 1 represents the column. And the periods. For example, if the value of the periods is 1, means we are comparing the value which is immediately follow the previous one. Okay. If there is any other value like 2 or 3, then we are able to take the difference accordingly. Okay. So now we are going to use this method in solving an interview question. Now let's discuss the interview question. So this is the question, that is 5-year sales growth of the regions. So here we are seeing the growth of the sales in the regions. Okay. So the question is, find all the regions where sales have increased for 5 consecutive years. A region qualifies if for each of the 5 years, sales are higher than in the previous years. Return the region name along with the starting year of the 5-year growth period. Okay, means we need to find out those regions where the sales have increased for 5 consecutive years. Let me import pandas first. Rename the data frame, that is regional sales. The first 5 rows by using the head function. Okay, so we have the regions, year, and sales. Now let's sort the value first according to the region name and the year. Region name with year. So now we have the regions, okay, in a sequence, and accordingly the year and the sales. Now we can see there are many regions where the values are for more than 5 years, right? And some regions where the values are for less than 5 years. Now let's make a strategy. First of all, I'm going to find out how many regions are uniquely present in our data frame. Okay. Then one by one, we are considering the region and see if the number of years sales of that particular region is more than 5 years, then we are going to consider the latest last 5 years sales of that particular region. If the region has less than 5 years of growth, then we are going to discard that region and continue for the next region. Okay. Now, first of all, I'm going to make the list. Now, let's see the list. So these are the regions are present in our data frame. Now, by using the for loop, we are going to see the number of rows of that particular region inside the data frame. Now, if the length is less than 5, then we are going to continue for looking for another region. If is greater than 5, then we are going to consider the last 5 years. By using the tail function. I. Okay. Now let's use the diff function. Okay. So we are going to use the diff function on sales. If there is a continuous positive growth for 5 years in a particular region, then we are going to consider that region for our output. Okay. Now let's use the diff. So here we are going to use the periods as 1. Now consider the point. The very first values of the difference is always a null. Why? Because the very first value, how do we compare the very first value with the previous one? Because there is no previous value. Okay, so that is the case. The first value is always null. Now, we are going to neglect the first value by using the slicing. See. So we are going to neglect the first value and consider all the values which are present inside that particular series. If all are positive, then we are going to print that particular region and its starting year. Now let's make one data frame over here. So that we are able to concat and print the result in the form of table. Now we are going to consider only the first value because we need to print the region name and the starting year. Okay. Now let's store it in the FT. Now let's print the output. So this is the output. So there are two regions, APEC and Europe North. The starting year is 2021 for APEC and for Europe North is 2016. So I hope it is clear to all of you. So if you like my video, kindly share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.